Black Tabby Games. I'm so excited to do this next episode. I'm gonna try to be consistent. Because I have to get... Not just because I want to be ready for Slay the Princess. But just because I should be consistent, right? I'm just really bad at doing anything that I'm supposed to do when it comes to time management. Alright, I don't even have this by me. But hey guys, how's it going? We're gonna start episode 3 today. Don't need a recap. We just played this. Sunshine filters in through the dusty windows of the estate as the dull aches of last night's activities throb in and out of focus. You manage to survive a second night in the town of Scarlet Hollow. Yahoo! As you pull yourself out of bed, you can feel the soot and grime of the shawl mines still stuck to your skin. Ew! I think I took a shower in the other room. I feel like I should, but what would happen if I didn't? I'm a dirty goblin and I'm never showering again. There's no way I'll feel clean after going in that shower. I don't deserve to be clean. I don't want to be alone with my thoughts. Oh, that's the real one. Your mind flits back to the last time you used the guest bathroom. You can't imagine taking a shower in there could possibly leave you cleaner. Time to start your day. The opossum. Oh, there's two! Hello! You wave at the opossums. I like to say opossums. They look at you. Hello, sir. Hi, Mr. Possum. They're gonna attack me, aren't they? Against your better judgment, you reach out to them, hands stretched. Oh, oh well, it was worth the shot. Maybe now they'll leave your dresser and return to nature where they belong. They're so cute, though. Look out the window. After finding that boot print, and viscera in the garden yesterday, you can't help but anticipate something staring back at you. It's the same view. Yeah, nothing has happened. Okay, I'm checking the closet again. No, it hasn't. It's in the same spot. I remembered. I didn't need your help, Trait. I remembered. I would have probably still second-guessed myself, though. I say we text both. I get to meet Reese today. I'm so excited to meet Reese. Again. Oh my god, I forgot this chick's in here. You enter the kitchen to find your cousin in the midst of devouring a pint of banana chocolate chunk. She isn't alone. Frou-Frou glares at you from her usual spot, as the red-headed woman busies herself trying to tidy as best she can. Tabitha's eyes dart to the corner of the room, almost as if she's ashamed of being caught in the act of stress eating ice cream for breakfast. I have to offer the boiled peanuts. Thank you for the generous offer, sweetie, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass. I had a really bad experience with boiled peanuts once in the summer of 17. Jesus! This lady can make a full conversation out of anything. Wait, let me think. 16? No, it was definitely 17. Anyways, my husband and Tulip and I were on this road trip to Blowing Rock, and... Why do you still have this? Because I have to ask everyone. I'm gonna ask Reese, too. Address the red-haired woman. Or just say hi. I'm Janie. I'm just here to do my little weekly cleaning. Whatever cleaning Miss Tabitha will let me do, at least. I could have this place looking brand new, you know. Don't go making any big renovations or moving anything around. I like knowing where my stuff is. It's so nice to finally meet you. I mean, I guess I did meet you on Monday when you popped into the diner. But seeing someone somewhere and meeting them face to face are two completely different things. Thanks remain silent. I mean, should I even say anything? So I'll say thanks. All I'm trying to say is that it's wonderful to finally actually meet you. I'm so happy part of the family is here to keep Miss Tabitha company with with everything that's Janie. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Tabitha. She grumbles. Or she's gonna get mad if I eat her ice cream. I'm gonna say that. I'll have no sass from you today. There was a massive mine collapse last night that almost got my cousin killed. So I'm under a lot of stress right now in case you hadn't put that together. And there's no we here. This stuff is way too hard to get a hold of for me to share. Tabitha takes one last spoonful of ice cream, then discards the empty container, turning to you with her trademark scowl. Let's get going. I've got an errand to run in town, and every time I've left you here alone, something terrible's wound up happening. So you're coming with me, little princess. I just had to add on that extra part. I'll meet you outside. Alright. But I haven't had breakfast. Before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry that you got caught up in that. You two did right by those things, though. What a blessing, everyone getting out of that situation all right. What do you do with the rest of your time? Thanks, last night was a lot. If you ever need to talk to anyone, my husband is the local pastor. Here we go. Maybe we'll see. Not really, since we haven't been able to actually go in yet. And we're on, like, day 5, and we haven't actually been there yet. Weeding gardens, cleaning houses, watching kids, that sort of thing. Let's go, Tabby. Alright, we're just popping into the general store for a few minutes. Kanika's shouting. Fine, okay, keep coddling him. Keep letting him get away with stuff he never would have let me so much as think about. I'm sick of carrying this family. Her back hurts from literally carrying the whole team. Kanika's storms off, the door slowly drifting shut behind her. God damn it. Can't read. Ugh, other people and their drama. If more people kept things to themselves, they'd be a lot happier. I don't think so, bro. If you keep everything inside, you're gonna be way less happy. You call yourself happy? What are you burying? Lessons we learn from loss are often more powerful than those we learn from victory. I'm unhappy because I took too long to learn life's difficult truths. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. We're burning daylight. Come on already. Alright. Dear Sybil. The bells of the general store chime as you make as you cross the threshold. The smells of old wood and steamy herbal tea flood your senses, making you feel instantly at home. Good morning, you two. Hope you're doing well after last night's activities. Morning, is the new blend ready? Of course. Can I have some tea? I don't actually want to drink it. Simple motions for Tabitha to follow. And they go behind the tea door. Hey guys, that's right, I saved Duke. Or, in this case, 2 patrons. Well, if it ain't Abs. Bo, this is Miss Scarlet's cousin. She was there with Stella that night in the woods. It's a pleasure to meet you, miss. My name's Bo. I'm Duke's boy. Hope you're faring better since all that unpleasantness. Things have gotten worse. How have you been? Hanging in there? I've forgotten you existed. I'm not saying that, but I didn't forget. He was in my thumbnail, so I didn't forget. Nice seeing you, Duke. Oh, can't complain. I miss old Birdie, but there's nothing I can do for her now except protect the rest of my brood. Then things won't so much as step foot on my property. Not with Bo and me watching the perimeter with our shotguns at the ready. We even set the missus up with her pistol. Good thing we was watching nearly caught Julius trying to make off with Big Betty. Julius tried to steal it? As if he could have carried off a nearly 2,000-pound pumpkin on his own. I almost love to see him try. Oh my god, I just went to a pumpkin patch yesterday. And I got a huge pumpkin for the front. And I got a little tiny one for the table. It's not like we'll be taking her to the state fair anyway. Now she's all good for making this world's largest pumpkin pie. But I don't think Mama has a tin big enough for a Big Betty-sized pie. Things have gotten worse. Who's Julius? Big Betty is a pumpkin? I'm gonna ask this one first. We saw a few of those things. They got scared off before I could start shooting. They don't want to die. That's what we learned for, when we played the first episode. The first time, when I accidentally killed Duke and saved Gretchen. They don't want to die, so they will do what they can to save themselves. They're smart enough to know how a gun works, you know, and like not let it shoot them in the face, right? We've all been losing sleep, making sure we can keep an eye on things. It's even rubbing off on the hens. None of the little ladies have been laying this week. I bet some big mastiff could keep things away. We ain't getting a dog. I've got enough mouths to feed, and as much as you say you'll take responsibility, I know it'd be me cleaning up after it. Oh, that's what my family says. That's so rude. It's always like, dude, if you didn't do it, you know I would do it. But for me, it's like my family, it's like I don't do it like the second that they want me to. I'll do it like, you know, when I'm ready to do it, but for them it's like, oh, it hasn't been done yet, so I'm just gonna do it. And to me, like, you can't complain about it if you're not gonna let someone else do it, so whatever. I don't have much faith in those things. Those things would be stopped by a dog. I saw more than a few in that nest. Things have gotten worse. I did hear whisperings about what happened at the mines last night. Scarlet Hall ain't so safe this week, it would seem. Who's Julius? Julius Tremaine. He practically spits the name. Julius Tremaine. some cousin, however many times removed, though I don't claim him as kin. He owns the farm next to ours, except he doesn't seem to have a good grasp on whose property is whose. He thinks he owns half our land, always sneaking around and taking vegetables we planted. Okay, of course the way he tells it, we're the ones stealing from him, saying he's the one putting the seeds in the ground. He's a miserable old cuss, and he knows it too. Stealing vegetables born of other folks' hard labor is probably the only joy he has in life. Big Betty is a pumpkin. Sounds like some old folktale. Suppose that suits him. As for being an omen, I believe that too. But I suppose there's not much to be done if they're forewarned in some kind of disaster, besides looking out for me and mine. Still, I appreciate you telling me. I'll leave you to it. It was a pleasure running into you, Abs. But we've best get on with our shopping. Can't spend too long away from the farm, what with those little devils running around. Can't leave Mom all by herself very long. You have a good one. Hope scarlethollow treats you better. I don't think so. And please tell Miss Scarlet I'm sorry about her mom. Gotta make myself breakfast if y'all want to swing by, otherwise be at the library. Okay. We can do whatever we want. I'm not doing Tabitha because I did her in my playthrough before. So we could go visit Kanika, we could go to Stella's, we could check in on Oscar, or we could see Avery. I honestly want to go to Stella's. I'd want to do Oscar too. And probably Avery. But, I mean, the one I want to do the most is Stella's, so we'll do that. It doesn't take long to make your way to Stella's house. I actually have a spot where I saved where those were, like the options, so maybe after I do this one I could just go back and we could just play through those other options. Because I've never played. I want to see what they have to say. I think you learn about the characters if you go to visit them. Doesn't take long to make your way to Stella's house. Hi, Stella! You take a deep breath and yell at the top of your lungs. Hi, Stella! Your shout is met by silence, and the slow and quiet shuffling of tired feet. She's like, I'm so tired. Hey, sorry I'm a bit of a mess. I guess I just slept in. A lot. Give me a minute to finish getting dressed, and I can make us some breakfast. You look comfy. Stay in your clothes. You look comfortable. Stella talks from the other room as she changes. What are you feeling for breakfast? Pancakes, eggs, and biscuits? Maybe just a classic scramble. I also have toaster waffles, if that's more your speed. Offering biscuits after I've had one of Winnie's? Someone's got a secret family recipe. Maybe. I never said they'd be as good as Winnie's, but I've certainly got a trick or two up my sleeve. I don't suppose tofu scramble is an option. I don't want the burden of free will. That's fine with me. That's a cute jumpsuit. Is the jumpsuit because we're ghost hunting later? Yep, this used to be my lucky get-up from back when I did ghost hunting videos. Though I'm sure you might call it unlucky since I've never actually seen a ghost. But hey, after the past couple of nights, maybe we could just use a bit of bad luck. Or the kind of bad luck where we don't find anything, of course. Don't want to jinx us. Should we start on food? You'll have to tell me what to do. Biscuits from scratch seem to intimidate a lot of people, but once you get it down, they're super quick and easy. I want to look around. Does she have little dog slippers? It's cute. The little soap dish. Gretchen. Poor Gretchen. I like this. It's like a little china cabinet, but it's on the, there's enough space for it to be on the counter. That's kind of nice. I need a china cabinet. I have so many mugs, guys. I have so many. They need to go somewhere so they're not, like, in the way all the time. But I use them, so... I do have a couple that are kind of decoration, but... How about you mix the butter into the ingredients while I get everything else ready? You gotta get in there with your hands. Just squish the butter into the flour until all the big chunks are gone. Squish that mix. I'll get started on the gravy while you're at it. Anyway, it seems like you got an earlier start than I did today. Anything interesting happened while I was asleep? Did Tabby give you a hard time? Tabitha was planning on babysitting me all day, but I managed to slip off while she was picking up tea. Oh, you could have brought her with you. That's probably easier said than done. Especially after what happened last night. I bet she's got a lot on her plate. I ran into Duke and Bo at the general store this morning. How are they doing? Have they run into any more ditchlings? Seems like they're doing okay. Yeah, a few. Sounds like they've been fending them off so far. Looks like they're canceling their trip to the state fair. Oh, that's too bad. Probably for the best, all things considered, though. Not a whole lot has really happened other than that. Well, no news is probably good news. Are you pumped for ghost hunting tonight? Whatever happens, I hope it's scary. I'm craving that adrenaline rush. After everything we've been through, I'm pretty nervous. I'd rather we just didn't do it. I didn't sign up for any of this. Jeez. I'm just along for the ride. Oh, shoot. I pressed the wrong one. Ghosts are usually pretty harmless, I think. As long as you're not adventuring in an abandoned mine. I don't see how even a legit haunting could be anywhere near as bad as everything that happened to us yesterday or the day before. And barring the whole Tommyknocker situation, if those were even were ghosts, I've never actually encountered one. Odds are nothing serious happens, and we get a night of well-deserved rest and gentle spooks. Oh, gentle spooks are the best. I feel like you're ignoring my reservations, and you've sort of been doing that with a lot of people. I didn't even say anything. I wish you took my concerns more seriously. Jeez. I mean, I do think that Stella is a little pushy, but she means it all in good, like, good fun. Like, she doesn't mean it, like, you know what I mean? So you don't need to be harsh about it. It's just like you and Tabitha's minds. What? Just because you like getting scared doesn't mean other people do. Please don't say it's gonna be chill, you're gonna jinx it. You know, now that you mention it, I guess that's started to become a pattern, isn't it? Oh, even if it's not chill, it's going to get done. Oscar and Rosalina need their house back. How's the squishing coming along? I think I'm done. How's this look? Eat some of it. Looks perfect. Now I just have to add the wet stuff and we're in business. Don't worry, I'll do the whole roll out and fold part. I know that might be intimidating. Yeah, that would intimidate me. You wash your hands as Stella adds her milk concoction to the flour mixture, stirring a few times before turning to the counter for the final steps. Our little babies are ready to go in the oven. There they go. Wow, so she made just enough. Don't want to make myself an egg. That's fine. Yeah. I've never made a thing of biscuits that all fit on one pan, that all went directly in. It's always been a couple pans. But, you know, it's her recipe, so she might have perfected the amount that she actually needs to use. You know? Have fun with that. Ew, eggs are gross. I like eggs in some stuff. Like, if it's with, like, teriyaki or, fried rice. Oh, I love it. I love them scrambled in there. But I don't like them by themselves. I'll say have fun with that. I will, thank you. Stella cracks an egg into a fresh pan and gets back to work on the stove. Thanks for coming over, by the way. It's nice to have company. Should we just slam straight in with Tabitha? Yeah, she's always gonna live here. It's her family, you know. We're gonna meet Reese today, right? Heck yeah, we are. If Dr. Kelly tries to turn us away again, we can just sneak in. Nothing will stand in the way of us and friendship. Friendship! I really don't like his mom. His mom's got it rough. Yeah, I can't imagine being in her shoes. Especially, ooh, Jesus, I'm so sorry. I can't imagine being in her shoes, what she said. And I'm like, especially from what I actually know. Like, that's insane. But you know, this time, we gotta pick the other decision. Her whole life is taking care of him at this point. What's he like? Are you sure he's real? Do you think he's contagious? It's definitely not contagious. Are you sure he's real? At the very least, he was real for most of his childhood. And if he's a ghost now, it's even better. Oh my god, he can tell us what it's like to be ghost-like. What's he like? I'm not about to ruin a cool and mysterious introduction by telling you. Do you think you'll always live here? Have you ever thought of moving away? That's hard to say. I inherited this house, you know. See, this is her family's house. So I didn't need to worry about where to live or how to survive. And I know everything here. I don't really know folks out there. And Kaneko seemed close. Yeah, it's nice that she's back in town, but I wish it were under better circumstances. She's so busy with the store, too. I don't know how she does it. It's been nice hanging out with her more these past couple of days, though, again, better circumstances would be nice. Yeah, because Kaneko wants to pursue her dream, but everything's holding her back, you know. I know she's been mean, but Tabitha obviously still cares about you. I know, she's kind of distant. And kind of terse. I don't know what that means. But that's just her way of joshing with me. Oh no. You're joshing me, I'm gonna look up this word. Sparring in the use of words. Abrupt. That's Tabitha. That's definitely Tabitha. Like the whole banned from the mind thing, she's so funny. Yeah, I think you're right. There were a lot of cute wanted photos of you in her office. I don't think those would be there if she was serious about keeping you out. Poor Tabby. She didn't even say anything else. What happened? Alright, I'll spill the beans. I suppose you could say we kind of dated. It was never really official, and she might tell it a little differently. But as far as I'm concerned, that was my first relationship. Do you still have feelings for her? It's hard to say. I still care about her, you know? So you play for left field then? Maybe more like center? That's fine. That's fair, though. That's totally fine. What was it like dating her? What did you ever see in her? Why'd you two split? What was it like? She's hilarious. And I don't know, it's hard to explain what draws you to somebody. Fair. I liked the challenge of breaking down all the walls she built up around herself. It was kind of like taming a wild animal, you know? But it all just kind of stopped after high school. I guess we didn't see each other every day, and she was always busy at the mine, so there wasn't much of a chance to hang out anymore. Sometimes I wish I could have done more to keep it going. I could have used someone like her after the big accident. Kanika was at school already, Reese was sick, as always, and Tabitha wasn't even returning my calls. Reese was always sick, and the annoying thing is it's not his fault, but whatever. It was, well, it's ancient history, can't change the past. Yeah, it's tough. And what we learned from talking to Tabitha is that, at that time, her mom started making her, she's like throwing her mom under the bus again, but her mom basically was this controlling person for her. Like, her mom made her go to the mine every day, made her learn the trade, made her do everything, and so she didn't really have a choice out of it. She couldn't get out of it. But to me, you always have a choice. But I do understand having controlling parents, though. I do. I personally understand that hardcore. What happened to your parents? Car crash. They were taking me to college. I didn't wind up going to college. That's fair. Did you ever try to go back to school? No, didn't have to. Like I said, I inherited the house, so it's not like I needed to worry about where I'd live or how I'd get by. That's why you've been so nervous around cars. Yeah. Can we talk about something else? Yes, we can. Do you ever hang out with Avery? It's a good question. I guess I don't know them very well. I grew up with Reese and Kanika and Tabby. Even you don't seem like a stranger with what you're related to. Avery moved here a few years ago, kind of close on the heels of all that stuff with the accident, so I guess I wasn't really in the right headspace for making new friends. I do go to their parties, but now that you mention it, it is weird that I haven't thought to try and hang out with them outside of that. I should text them sometime. How's the food coming? Biscuits! Oh, they look so good. I want them. Oh, look at the butter! Oh my god. Oh my god, that looks so good. I want it. Yeah, this is so cute. I love that it's like a little corner china cabinet. And it's probably just enough for her. That's nice. So not as good as the diners, but if I could capture that kind of perfection, there would be no mountains left for me to conquer. Better to have the thrill of a challenge. It's nice to take things a little easy after the past couple of days. It's Mayor Jimmy Day. I said Major. On top of being a great show, it's probably a good excuse to meet up with Oscar and start talking ghosts. You should let Avery know. Let's scarf down this food and head over. I'll make sure to bring some biscuits for the bear. That's cool. A small crowd has already formed. Let's go see the doggo. Yeah, I came over as I got your message. Sure, Oscar and Rosalina must be pretty shaken up. Sounds like the miners might strike over this. It's getting really serious. Power to him, it's about time. Though, can you strike without a union? I don't think you can legally call it a strike. I think you'd have to say it's a collective action or something. Still, I hope Tabitha is shaking in her boots right now. Look at him. Look how esteemed he is with his bodyguard. He's so esteemed. He's a dog. Not only is this mayor a dog, but judging from the series of portraits lining the walls, every mayor of Scarlet Hollow has also been a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. You haven't met the serious man by his side, but you have to assume that he's the mayor's handler. The mayor's little nose starts twitching as you approach. His doggy eyes shine with a curious intensity. He knows you have something. Do you want boiled peanuts? You hold out your now slightly rancid bag of boiled peanuts. Oh! The mayor's nose twitches eagerly at their odor. Oh! He ate them! Donate to a local politician! Drop it, sir. Drop it. Oh no, but he wanted them. Now he's like, I got what I wanted. You'd better hope those nuts settle well. If the mayor gets any tummy trouble after eating your disgusting pocket peanuts, that would be hell to pay. He holds out his paw as if to shake your hand. It's lovely to meet you, Mr. Mayor. You reach forward and take the mayor's little paw in your hand, but his burly security detail stops you. No paw shaking, only head pats and ear scratches allowed. Isn't he just the cutest? It's almost like he really thinks he's the mayor, the way he sits all regal like that. Though to be honest, I voted for Daisy in the last election, but don't tell him that. Alright, you've had your turn with the mayor. Now move along and keep the line going. I like the kind sir. Look at him. He's so esteemed. Oh, cookies. Look at all the dogs. Look, they're all wearing little tuxes. Little suits. That's funny. It looks like everyone else is already talking to Oscar in the next room. Oh god, this guy. It's hard to put a finger on it, but something compels you to dislike him. I do not like him at all. And the fact that Mystical is telling me that there's something wrong with this man, it's not like Sybil where I was like, oh, I don't like her, but then Mystical's like, oh, there's nothing really bad about her. I'm Pastor Daniel. Hi, Pastor Daniel. I'm sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place. I doubt Pearl Ann's in a better place. It sounds like she was awful. It sounds like she was awful. I don't believe in an afterlife. Do you know anything about ghosts? Never encountered one myself, but I have heard stories of folks who have been visited by their loved ones from beyond the grave, and it seems like it provides them with a sort of spiritual healing. No, Oscar's place is haunted. Oh, like a Scooby-Doo episode or something? I'm afraid I don't buy into that particular notion. It isn't. But I simply don't believe in malicious spirits, lingering neither in heaven nor hell, jumping out of closets to scare us. There should have been another Mystical and said, there isn't. There's no reasonable explanation. Wait, do you believe in ghosts and not others? I don't think that there's a reasonable explanation for everything in life. I don't think there is. Like, this man's trying to be over-rational. I don't believe it. And we got this crazy freaking scene happening in the background. reading adventure. God, I love the library. You believe in some ghosts and not others? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I trust Oscar. I'm with Oscar. You should come ghost hunting with us tonight then and prove it's not a haunting. The blood drains from his face and as he gulps nervously. Oh, I promised my daughter we would watch VeggieTales tonight. Have you guys ever seen VeggieTales? Oh my god, some of that stuff is so funny. But let me know if you see anything strange. I'd love to hear your account of the supposed haunting. In fact, here's my card. Somehow he always gets what he wants out of it. I don't know. I'd like to believe that most people are, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of choices to be made in your life, right? So you can choose to try to do good, or you can choose to not. So I don't 100% believe that just because you're good deep down inside. No, like, I do think that there's a limit to, you know, like, you have to be held accountable for things if you decide to do something absolutely terrible, you know. You should be held accountable for that. So, Ginny mentioned you this morning. That woman is the light of my life. I'm so glad she's there to help your cousin through this rough patch. I ain't buying what you're selling. Don't worry, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Just thought I'd extend the offer in case you need someone to talk to. Bye, bro. Get that creepy music away from me. Nothing to do now but catch up with your companions. Alright, guys. Let's go. Look at Oscar in his tank top. You find them already talking to Oscar. Are you sure we can't just get it over with while the sun is up? I don't know if I can handle getting scared shitless. And there's no way I'm going in until that spirit is at full power. I want to be sure we get the best evidence possible. This could be my one shot to get real proof of ghosts. So Avery's gonna meet us at sundown. I liked having Tabby with me. But I'm kind of scared because that makes us choose, right? He wouldn't stop leaving these little pamphlets at the checkout. That's so awkward. I feel like he's so nosy, which is so accurate to what, you know, an actual, like, pastor would be like, you know? Alright, let's see. He seems like a good man. No, he doesn't. His vibes were bad. But he's so creepy. No one wants to sit in the pews in that rundown old church to listen to that guy. Plus, the guy was grinning through the entirety of my dad's funeral. What a gal. And I don't mean that in a stigmatizing mental illness kind of way. There's just this little siren that goes off every time I see him. Yeah, I think he's really sus. I felt something odd when he came up to me. The way everyone dislikes him seems excessive, unnaturally excessive. I know this is weird coming from me, but not everything in this town has to be spooky for supernatural reasons. Sometimes people just give off bad vibes. Right, let's go see Reese. Ah, maybe Avery will meet us at the place after. I totally forgot we're doing this today, too. I keep thinking all of Reese is together in the same day, but it's not. Hello! Stella's been relentless about making sure I got all the abs updates. I knew you'd show up early, and I knew you'd probably want to help me cook. The house feels cold. Not only is there an odd chill in the air, but the building itself feels too sterile, uncomfortably tidy, to the point where you're nervous to touch anything. If it weren't for the aroma of store-bought dinner rolls baking in the oven, and the unsettling artwork hanging on the walls, you'd be half convinced you'd wandered into a real estate showing. God, I love his music. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all of his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, screaming out at their creator. There's so many. This one's really cool. That one's creepy too. It's just not nearly as creepy the second time playing it, but the first time it was like, whoa. Also, while I was reading this, I almost said white trash. I totally didn't read it right. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kind of unprotective, which I guess makes sense. Overprotective, sorry. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. Your mom really looks out for you. It's quite a collection you got, Annie Rex. Have you heard of Shi no Chi? Deathbud. I saw that for the first time recently and it blew me away. I still want to say that. We're gonna let him free, right? Free Reese. Your art. Each piece exudes a sickening miasma. It's like you can feel something squirming behind the paint. The brushstrokes acting as steel bars, trapping some anguish being within. They're writhing just beyond the paint, radiating pain and anguish. I know what you mean, I feel it too. While I'm working on them, it's like I'm channeling whatever's plaguing me into the paint. And when they're done, I feel like I've been emptied out, and all the vile things inside of me have been sealed away in the canvas. You know, that makes a lot of sense. After what we've seen. It's why I make so many of them. Sometimes when I return to a piece, it's almost like I'm offering an invitation for those feelings to slither back under my skin. But his power is like paint. There are some pieces that I can't even look at. I hide them until I forget they exist. I'd rather not let those particular feelings back in. Sounds kind of like therapy. That seems healthy, probably. Yeah, art therapy. I agree. I think it's really good to channel your emotions into something creative. Sounds like it does you good. Being empty must be better than being full of bad thoughts. I think so. It works for me. So I've done my morning. My best years are behind me. My future is unknowable. But one day I'll wind up in a pine box just like everybody else, and I'm okay with that. Dang, Reese, I maybe got that's some real nihilistic shit. God, that gets me every time. Her over here with the friendship. She's the anime protagonist. Thanks, guys, but you shouldn't worry about me. Yeah. I love the... It looks like... You know that, like, that gif of the... the weird puppet? Okay, that's exactly what I saw on my way home last night. I don't know, but I like the company. They're kind of beautiful in a sad way. Do you think the town is doomed? It's doomed. Things are gonna be stuck in my nightmares until the day I die. Do you think this town is doomed? I think everything is probably doomed at some point, but I guess that's answering a different question. Do I think the town of Scarlet Hollow is on the brink of collapse? You know, before, when he said just now, like how he said, that's a different question. I feel like I say that all the time when I'm like just thinking or when I'm like talking to myself, you know? I'm like, oh, well, I think everything is this way. But that isn't answering the question. So why do I think that's a logical answer? Probably not, but it's okay. So do I think the town of Scarlet Hollow is on the brink of collapse? Probably not, but it's not like I have a lot of perspective on what it's like out there. Okay, we're freeing Reese. Dr. Kelly. Kanika really has something hardcore against Tabitha, and I still don't know what it is. Like, I know she doesn't like Tabitha's family, and I wouldn't like Tabitha's family either. I wouldn't like my family either. I'm not here because I like my family. I'm only here for Tabitha. But, I don't know. Oh, this one. I totally forgot about this one. This one's so cool. And this one gives a lot of insight into what happens in the next episode. I can't imagine this feeling. It's like the fact that he's been through so much and he doesn't even know it. Why he can't eat. Why he's starving, literally. When I was doing it before, it cut me off, I think. I wasn't able to actually, like, you know, ask all the questions. The door. Oh my god. The door. You felt this before, in the dusty tunnels you so narrowly escaped last night. It's an oppressive hum, like a muted scream heard through layers of rock, trying to draw you towards it. You feel lightheaded. Something wants you to find it. Open the door. Slap. Isn't that called a draft? There's nothing dark about it, it's just cold air. Stop being weird and wash your hands already. Everyone's waiting on you. She's something else. But does she really not know that there's something behind it? Because, like, when we explored in the next one, it seems like maybe she doesn't. Oh, he's just got pasta. I just noticed that. He doesn't even have sauce. That's stupid. You need some freaking other stuff in your food. Just pasta is not gonna help you. Like, that's not gonna give you anything that you need, and as a doctor, she should know that. Whatever. You're a doctor, have you ever seen a dead body? That's the first question I'm gonna ask. What kind of question is that? I'm a doctor, of course I've seen a dead body. In fact, I've seen many dead bodies. She's also the Scarlet Hollow coroner, so she's seen a dead body of everyone who's died in Scarlet Hollow. Damn. I'm not a coroner, I'm a medical examiner. A coroner is an elected official. I'm just a doctor licensed to do autopsies. But it's not something I have to do very often, and not exactly what I'd call dinner talk, so let's drop it, shall we? I briefly, nervously glanced towards her son. What you saw went beyond compassionate worry to be genuine fear. Do you know how my aunt died? Oh, God. Terrible dinner talk. She suffocated. Jesus. Tabitha said she suffered from sleep apnea, and at your late aunt's age, it can be deadly. I guess I didn't know that sleep apnea can kill you. Because so many people have it, at least in my family. But, I mean, there's like a machine you can use and stuff. So, I don't know. She should have come in more often. If she'd let me know she's having trouble sleeping, we could have worked on a solution. And who knows, maybe she'd still be here. She was too stubborn for that. No one in the holler thinks they need a doctor until they're 6 feet under. How well do you know Tabitha? Not very. I'd know her better if your family didn't seem to be so afraid of doctors. I can count on one hand the number of times she's been in my office. No wonder everyone but that old Edwardine died so young. Hopefully your mother was better about taking you to doctor visits. I wouldn't be surprised if there was something genetic at play, and it's much better to catch those things early. Yeah, probably. The danger. I don't tend to go wandering into the woods, so no. You don't really have to go all the way to the woods. They've been coming to our windows at night. They've been what? There are these things called ditchlings, and they've been preying on local wildlife. Abs found a whole nest of them the other night when we... Oh, I see. There's some of your little cryptozoological creatures. I know it sounds pretty out there, but I've seen these things in person. We're not messing around. They're out there laying eggs in animals and doing God knows what else. And here, I thought you finally managed to get an even head on your shoulders, Kanika. Seems like Stella might have a bad influence on you. I know how her little stories can be convincing, but that's only because she's managed to do so, thoroughly convince herself. She's not making up stories, neither is Kanika, and neither am I. All you have to do is look outside after dark. There will be even more every night. They're all pale and doughy. It's like the Pillsbury Doughboy. And their faces, they're like sculptures of humans that didn't set right. I see. You stay up too late painting your grisly faces. So you've started to see them everywhere. Oh my god, she sounds so much like a freaking Karen. It's irritating. But it is interesting what he said about the faces. Do you think they were human? Stop doubting everything I say. Stop trying to rewrite things I tell you to fit what you think should be true. There's weird shit going down at Scarlet Hollow, whether you want to face it or not. Aside from Reese's mom staring down at the table, nobody's making eye contact with anyone else. No, it doesn't ring a bell. Someone you know? We have reason to believe that he might have caught some kind of weird illness at the mines. He definitely looks like he could use some medical help, so please let us know if he shows up or anything. If there's someone harassing you, you should get the police involved. This isn't any of my business. Fair. Are you sure you haven't met with any miners who had unusual symptoms? Anyone who seems sort of drippy? Sorry to pry, but just doing my due diligence. Absolutely not. I've barely seen so much as a runny nose, which is a good thing. You're so concerned about the mine. Why don't you just have abs? Ask Tabitha. I have no interest in violating HIPAA for your weird little investigation into nothing. Maybe if we knew if there were any miners suffering from hallucinations, we could just rule it out as a gas leak. You were in an abandoned mine. Chances that you were huffing something dangerous and hallucinatory are through the roof. Leave it at that and treat it as an accident it was, not like some kind of mystery to unravel. I assumed it was suffering from some cow disease. The lumps are totally ditchlings, yeah. Or I could have spread some new horrible disease to my chronically ill son. Alright, we've hit everything. Should I say this? a movie. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do. I'm so angry with her now. After knowing what we know, like, I still think she's cool, but she makes me mad. Now, this is when he needs his friend the most. His friends. Oh, excuse me, I'm hungry. Alright. I'm just gonna head out. She shuts the door in your face as the click of the lock signals the end of your dinner at recess. Lit by the orange hues of the setting sun, the library feels different. What was once a quaint building in a small town now stands as an imposing structure, its walls holding something that stares back at you with menace. Maybe Stella's right. Maybe ghosts aren't real, and the rest of tonight is going to be a pleasant break from the events of the past few days. But you know that's not the case. There's something old and powerful in there, and you can feel it stir as the sun sets and daylight fades away. Before you enter, a pair of figures in the nearby bush catch your eye. You can't help but feel that with every passing day, the ditchlings grow bolder. Look at him. Look at him. The little tiny one, I remember him from before. That one is really clever, because he looks like he could be the top of the building. Let's go. Pixel. The meet and greet with the mayor ended quite some time ago, and the throngs of visitors took whatever joy was in this place with them as they left. There could always be a rational, non-supernatural explanation to what we saw last night. Like aliens. This whole town is one big supernatural death trap. I swear it's not usually like this. I mean, look, I don't know. I've only been here for like 2 days. You can tell from all the shuttered storefronts and jaded residents. Maybe this place has been a metaphorical death trap for a long time, and it's decided to be a little more obvious about it now. The leaves are really pretty this time of year, though. Oh, I thought it was Tabitha. I got so excited. Don't rush off gusting. Don't rush off ghost busting without saying. No way you're gonna forget your promise, Stella. I love this part. I was confronted with my own mortality for the first time yesterday, so I'm desperate for answers about the afterlife to ease my troubled mind. What kind of response is that? Let's go ghost bust. I'm so glad to see Alexis okay. Oh, hi Zane, what's up? Yo. He reminds me of, I don't know if you guys have ever played or like watched Powerpuff Girls, but there's this gang. I don't know if it's like in like the TV show for Powerpuff Girls, but it's definitely in the games. And one of them has a beanie that covers his face all the way past his eyes, so you know the man can't see, but he's like one of the strongest ones in the group. And then of course like one of them is like really large, so that's supposed to be his thing. And then one of them is really tall and thin, but wears that beanie. And then one's really short and has a little gun, and he's really easy to beat. But yeah, like, I just think of that guy with the beanie every time. I'll put a little picture up. You don't have to leave me out of stuff like this anymore, Dad. I'm not some fragile thing that needs protecting. I can handle seeing a ghost, or whatever it is, that's keeping us out of our house. I really don't think you want to see what's in there, Rosalina. I don't know if you'd ever be able to feel safe in our house again if you knew what was there. I mean, Zane's coming. It's not like tonight isn't adults only, you know. It is her house, too. I don't want to subject her to it, though. Remember how bad it was? Yeah, I say we just let her come. Alexis is like, oh god. It is her house too. I also agree that it is her house. And if she wants to do this, then she should. But I do think she's biting off more than she can chew. Ooh. I just noticed how cool that shirt looks from an angle. It's so pretty. It's pretty and spooky. The upside down unicorn. You all cross over the threshold and enter Oscar's living room. And there's that feeling again. Like the mines, like the door to the clinic. A dusty, suffocating, dizzying feeling. Something in this house, that whether it's a ghost or something worse, you cannot know. Something is in the house. Can't believe you had the audacity to give me the slip earlier today, after I explicitly asked you not to. At least you did the courtesy of letting me know exactly where you'd be tonight, so I didn't have to waste my time looking for you. Yeah, I figured she might find us anyway. Yeah, I bring everybody. Everybody comes with me. It's the everybody gang, like, I need all the support I can get. She's my cousin. She just wants to make sure I don't get hurt. She's my cousin. Yeah, we're trying to bond. Deal with it. Yes, Tabitha's here for the cousin bonding. You don't see me inviting Miles to stuff all the time. Just because you're family doesn't mean y'all need to be friends. I know that, but maybe we want to be friends. We don't know each other like you and Miles do. Well, a lot has changed since high school. Maybe you two could be friends if you tried. Kanika and Tabitha eye each other suspiciously. The mutual disgust in their eyes tells you that still is not correct. If the ghost mostly manifests in your room, shouldn't you have seen it? I've only seen the stain. Dad made me switch rooms with him way before we moved out. Look how angry she is about it. She's like, why? Why did he make me switch rooms? I wanted to see it too. Alexis is like, oh, this is stressful. I wasn't about to let my daughter sleep in a haunted bedroom. I spent most of my nights on the couch before we set up shop in the library. Even if there's something back there, I'm not scared of it. I'm mad at it. Y'all are so brave. I'd be terrified sleeping somewhere that might have a ghost. Great, we found the ghost. Case closed. Good work, team. Maybe it's just shy. You know, timid ghost. Ah, well, this was fun. I loved standing around in the cold room. Guess it's time to go home. Tabitha and I can bounce off sarcasm like nobody's business. No way, we're not going anywhere. We promised we'd get rid of the ghost. Okay. How exactly are we going to get rid of it if we find it? Has symbols from her ghost hunting kit has symbols from every major religion. Like, what is that gonna do? Salt, yes. Yes, salt. Aren't Ouija super cursed? Are you sure that wouldn't make it mad or invite a demon into the house or something? It might make it angry, you never know. That sounds like fun. We might as well try it, right? One ghost is enough to deal with. It is a lot. Everybody's here. The chill vibes. On top of the stain. Yeesh, that's gotta be tough to scrub out. Doesn't the county own this house? Do they know about the damaged carpet? Have you seen your house? I don't see how that's relevant. Tabby's house is literally falling off of a cliff. So he says it's definitely paranormal because he's scrubbed it out millions of times and it just keeps coming back. It's just a stain. Can't we just cover it back up? Maybe we have to scrub it out first. Could be that the paranormal stuff will activate if you give reason to. Never heard of a bleach activated ghost before. You don't use bleach to clean a carpet, Tabitha. Whatever. How was I supposed to know that? No, not everybody gets to learn how to clean things. If y'all are offering free carpet cleaning, be my guest. The stain is an attempt at expression. There are no words, no decipherable patterns, but you can still feel it. A cry for help from something that has lost its voice. Ooh, I like that. Someone's crying for help. I wonder if the blood spells something out on the floor underneath. Have you tried tearing up the carpet? In a house owned by the government? Nope, I'm not messing with their carpets. I'd rather scrub ghost blood out of it every day than have the government take me to court for destroying their property. Yeah. That's a very uncomfortable living situation. Being in a place where you can't really fix stuff because you don't own it. You know? But I feel like it can likewise be stressful. I mean, they can also just take it from you and get mad at you. I don't know. But it's like also likewise stressful if you have like a landlord and they won't, like there's like so much that they're supposed to help you fix, but they're not like, they're not timely about it, or they don't keep up with you, or something like that. Like, you need a really good landlord that's also going to be understanding, and that's hard to find, you know? That's why sometimes it's better to opt for housing that's like, I mean, not that they have a choice in this place, but to opt for housing that has, like, a community, because they deal with more people at the same time, so usually they handle stuff like that better, usually. But usually they have a maintenance team, you know, and it's not just your landlord that you're waiting on to get stuff done. Don't worry, I'm sure they'll just take you to court for neglect instead. Did it not occur to you that there could be a leaky pipe under the floor? I hate to agree with Tabitha on anything, but some kind of structural damage does seem likely. Tearing up the carpet doesn't seem like such a bad idea. Oh dear. Doing the government affair, really. There's a broken seal around its edges. Who carpeted over this hatch didn't want anyone going down there. What if somebody lives down there? Okay, maybe I don't want to sleep in here. There's a broken seal around its edges. Someone doesn't want us down there. Yeah, but how long ago was it sealed up? Whoever did this has got to be long gone, right? There's no basement in this house. At least you weren't told about a basement. Just because you weren't told about it, clearly there is one. Clearly there's a basement. Y'all know last month was super rainy. It's clearly been a long time since anyone stepped foot in the basement or crawl space or whatever it is under that hatch. There must be a leak that flooded the whole area under the house. The water dissolved the caulk around the edge and leaked through the carpet. It's red because North Carolina has red ass dirt. It's simple as that. It's not mud, it's blood. Human blood. I tested it. Well, you tested it wrong. They both said it at the same time. They're the same person. I feel like they're both rational, right? But she's definitely more blunt. Like, Kanika has a little bit more, like, what's it called? Like, she shows her compassion and, like, desire to understand other people. Tabitha's just like, no, but actually underneath she's a sweetheart, right? Kanika's right, you've got muddy floor, and that's why it's so cold in here. We don't have a choice, I already know, I remember. Yeah, unsafe, oh my god. No matter what we do, we get sucked into the abyss, so it doesn't matter. You're now in Oscar's living room. You can't tell what time it is, and your friends are nowhere in sight. Okay, where's Tabitha? There she is! I don't feel alone. How did we end up back here? Where is everyone? Did we pass out again? Was there a gas leak in the basement or something? Not that I'm aware of. Nothing like this has happened before you got to town. Who knows what sort of nastiness was festering in that basement? Yeah, this makes no sense. See, if she comes with us, she has the, like, she sees what we see, what we experience. Everyone else, I think, is by themselves. You know, like, they're not. But since we're related to each other, maybe, and because it's about the Scarlets, possibly. That could be why. But we're able to go together, whereas everyone else is by themselves, and it would honestly be terrifying to be by yourself. It would be way worse. Okay, I don't even know if I should argue, if we should just leave. If they're not outside or in the library, we'll call the cops and let them take care of it. We don't want to wind up passing out again. That's fair. This is so creepy. I remember this. I'm gonna try to get through it as quick as I can. Oh god, there he is. Something isn't right. It feels like a late summer afternoon. The air is warm and wet, and the scent of flowers drifts in the breeze. Please tell me I'm not the only one seeing a scratchy shadow in the distance. Am I having a stroke? Are you having a stroke? Are we both having the same stroke at the same time? Pinch Tabitha to see if you're dreaming. I'm totally doing that this time. Do you see that creature behind the thorns? It's one of those bad omens Stella and I found in the woods. Well, oh, this one right here. Is there any more? I don't see any other additions. This one is so, like, sensory overload. Like, there's so much happening. Ew. Ow, hey, what was that for? Something to remember. You're supposed to pinch yourself to see if you're dreaming. I think I did that in the other one, too. I can't help it. It still got me. I totally forgot that happened. Oh, God. It's not Stella. It's the lover. But it is Stella, but it's not Stella. Eddie, it's Charlie. Did you say Eddie? No one's called me that in a long time. It's Edwardine now. I'm not a child anymore. Edwardine? Eddie? You've got to be kidding me. This isn't Stella, this is the lover. The part of me that lets me know who other people are says that this is the lover. Look, I'm just telling you what I know, and what I know is that this isn't Stella right now. I'm gonna say this first one. What, pray tell, does that little part of your brain tell you I am? Condescending ass. Favorite cousin in the whole world. You're gonna be like that, I'm not gonna share things with you. Condescending ass. Har har, very funny. I knew she'd understand. I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone, and you absolutely shouldn't have shown up here, of all places. If you're caught, I don't think you understand what Father might do. Aw, crud, I think I missed a line. Well, I get it, you two rehearsed this little scene just to freak out your cousin. Cool, you can stop now, I get the picture. I'm just gonna continue. Come with me, Eddie. Haven't you always wanted to see the coast? Now's your chance, we can just leave. Flash of pain in Stella's eyes tells you that she's keenly aware of everything that's happening right now. She is in agony. I can't. It's not that easy for me. My brothers were sent to Normandy, and now I'm the only Scarlet left besides Father. I have responsibilities, Charlie. What should I do? Should I play it out? Screw your family. Screw my family. Why are we letting choices made by our fathers destroy our lives too? You should just get out of town while you still can. Whatever you came back for, it's not worth it. No, I'm gonna say this. I'll get you out of here still, I promise. We have to go after Stella. Hold my hand, Tabby, I'm scared. See, that like takes the bite out of it, having someone there. I'm totally not a chicken or anything. This part's stressful, but it's okay. It's the last part that I'm like, oh god. Like, and the music and the sound is like too much. Like, the sound gets like, it's like it's so loud that I can't think. But you'll see what I mean. What did I do? Oh, so it doesn't matter. I guess we're going through the door, yeah. Maybe we turned 360 degrees instead of 180. Let's try again. Yeah. I just wanted to see if that would change something. Okay, this part is really loud, so I apologize. Feel free to lower it. I'm actually gonna lower it a little bit. The music is okay, but the sound is just, it's a lot to me, so. Bells ring as a cacophony rages outside. The door in front of you pulsates as figures unseen bang against it. The shaded figure from the garden sits in the corner, ever so slightly more defined. Are you kidding me? This is messed up. We need help. God, please let this call go through. Great, she couldn't hear a word. I said, looks like we're on our own. I don't know what it is about it coming up, but it scares me. Like, if it would come from the sides, I don't think it would scare me as much. Aw, poor Alexis. The mob. Maybe you shouldn't run him out on a rail to make an example of the whole family. I can't believe we're gonna have to rescue you again. So we could just leave. With Mystical, we could just hear the story, but I feel so bad. Ooh, that's so creepy. Oh my goodness. It's wild. Oh, look at the bitchlings. He's so cool. He makes me excited. All this other stuff, though, is a lot for my brain. As for you, lady, what makes you think you're gonna be keeping any of those valuables you're packing in that fine suitcase of yours? So there's a Mystical up here. This is despicable. Charles Shaw wasn't even responsible for the collapse in the first place. And then there's also, Daddy said when he's not here, I'm the man of the house. Don't get to push us around, mister. I'll call the police. Excuse me, even if that were true, stuff that happened a century ago is irrelevant. I think the ghost might feel differently. Then the ghost needs to let it go and move on to wherever it is that ghosts go when they're done being so angry. We're in hell. We both died and we're in hell. Are you supposed to be Charlie? Is Charlie the ghost? Who did you call on the phone? Friend of the family, not that it matters though. Wayne, right? There's so many ditchlings. We can't leave, we're not possessed. As far as we can tell. Let's go. I can turn it up a little bit here. Oops. I guess I can save, yeah. Make sure everything's working. I probably should have done that earlier. Okay. Let me move the sound volume up a little bit. You're outside, and it's night. A false moon looming massive in the painted sky. The night feels thick and warm, the insects lively, their calls unnaturally tinny. Everything feels warped and wrong, like you're listening to a record fished from the bottom of a pond. What magic words do we have to say to get you to let us go? We're sorry. Whatever our family did to piss you off so much, we're sorry. Kanika. Poor dear, we've been keeping track of you, scuttling around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard from Miss Everdeen, haven't you? I really like this music. Don't you know I have the hots for Edwardine? What do you know about Enoch, Tabitha? Our great-great-grandfather, he was in charge of the mines when they collapsed. I don't know much besides that. Okay, well, that was helpful. We would have never been like them. We love each other. My mother just loved his money. As soon as it was gone, so was she. And all that he loved was booze. Me and Eddie aren't like that. What do you know about my parents? Why wouldn't I want to be like my parents? Is the ghost mad because Edwardine and Charlie's romance didn't work? Has there been some kind of theme with possessions? What? Like, who's playing what role? I don't understand this question. I'm gonna say the mystical one. The powers at work here are stronger than even your love could withstand. You need to break the bonds holding her here. Then you can both go free. No more misfortune. Not for you, not for anyone else bold enough to step foot outside the hall. The witch mimes, handing you something, though her hand is empty. Everything you need to know is on that map. The symbolism. I mean, there's an elephant. Like, I don't know what any of it means. I see the ditchlings, I see him. And we obviously know who that is. But I don't know who else, what else is happening. The flies on the flowers could symbolize something that looks like it should be sweet, but is actually rotten. Do you know what... Oh, so they are flies, okay. Do you know what some of the other stuff is? No, and I don't see how this helps us. It's obvious that no one should trust this lady. I mean, just listen to the way she talks. I don't need a fly-infested flower to tell me something is up with her. That's where you'll find them. You need her there. Then read what I've written down and be careful. Good luck to the both of you. I hope you get your happiness. Okay, let's find the way out. Unless you have any ideas, I don't think there's anything else we can do until we get to the end. Or until we die. Whichever. Before the two of you can leave, a smell hits you, sweating, suffocating flesh, with a tinge of saccharin and stomach-churning scent of decay. It's Wayne. Hey, dude. Doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable little parasites. Oh, I don't like seeing this part. Oh, that's so gross. Bottom feeders always manage to slip through the cracks, don't they? Nope. What an unfortunate situation you've been dragged into, Abs. Why can't you do as I ask and stay out of trouble? But that girl won't let you, will she? Stella? Is that her name? Perhaps I should pay her a visit soon, if she makes it out of here alive. Ah, I see what you're saying. But if that gets you to stop talking to him, then sure he's connected to the ditchlings, and he's super evil and bad, and talking to him will curse you. Or whatever it is those things are supposed to do. That is so creepy. I hate the mooing sound. Sorry, boy, I let my troubles drive your mama away. Look at his little happy face. Not for that, for what you did to our family. We could have just started over someplace new, but instead you became the son of a bitch the Scarlets made you out to be. It's not the point, really. This is after the scene with Rosalina and before the scene with Stella. Sounds about right. The scene with Kanika. I wonder how many more of these there are gonna be. Okay. Oof. This is crazy. I liked this one. This was the scene that I liked. Cause it's not too much, but it's still got the same vibe. Honestly, I'm sure we'll be able to analyze it much better when the game fully comes out. All the chapters, but I feel like they went for a different vibe with each chapter. They're all spooky, but this one has more graphically with everything than any of the other ones. So it's a different art style almost. Which I find very interesting. And then Reese's was horror folktale, but full on, it was a different kind of horror. And all of them are a different kind of horror than the first one and the second one. You know what I mean? So it's a little different. I don't know. Find yourself pressed in comfortably against the trellis. Coming up the trellis again, how very Romeo and Juliet of you. No need to run off. I won't tell the old man, though you've gotten sloppy. You should try to be more careful if you don't want him putting you in an early grave. The hell is the entity? One of your brothers. I'm a prisoner, another victim of the Scarlets like you. The Forbidden Wing is a bunch of old rooms that are dangerously run down. I don't have much perspective on what they were like in their heyday, but I'm going off of what they're like today. They'd be a terrible place to keep a prisoner. Excuse me? That's private. Rolled around you swirls and you and Tabitha find yourselves pulled to the other side of the wall. A door bounded by countless locks and chains pulsates before you. Couldn't escape even with your help. Absolutely not. I'm not leaving without her. There's nobody to blame but himself. You hear that, ghost? You were given every warning. You could have just left. Can't take her with you. It's not possible. Can always stay and die, but if I were you, I would use my healthy legs to run as far away from Scarlet Hollow as possible. away from the door, don't listen to it. It's almost certainly the estate, and whatever we just saw probably happened in the Forbidden Wings, just based off of the location of the windows. That half of the house has been off limits for a decade. I don't know what we just saw, okay? All I know, and I know what it sounded like here, but Charlie isn't related to us. I know that much, I think. I've gotta be near the end. That music is the same song that started playing when Stella first showed up. Try to keep it away from our brothers so they don't smash it, though I wish I could make it move like you can. That's why everybody's been moving so weirdly while they've been possessed. He's got a thing with puppets. I remember that. Even possessed Stella was out here trying to monetize hobbies. See the tiniest shimmer of tears in Tava's eyes. She blinks and they're gone. Hello, sir. Let them free, please. A goat. I remember this. So Betty, whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. Can be happy again. But she killed him instead. Ugh. So gross. Yeah, I would throw up too. I didn't, but that's a good point. The whole thing isn't very fair, you know, we only saw one side of the story. Yeah, but I still feel like it's wrong, you know? Like, because if what he's saying is true, they could have fixed it. But maybe she knows something more about how, like, there was no way to fix it. Like, they would have both died. And maybe it was better for him if she killed him in a less... I mean, I don't know, that was pretty bad. I was gonna say in a less painful way, but I don't know. That was pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, maybe Charlie just sucked. I mean, look at him now. Alright, the trial. Why should I be? I'm not responsible for any of this. Neither am I. You must answer for crimes committed by your scarlet blood. Are you kidding me? I hate it here. I hate it here so much. Until you do, I cannot die. What are you saying? My life was stolen from me. I want some of yours. Her pants look like pajama pants. This is certainly a strong one, isn't it? We're gonna finish this recording now that the freaking vacuum has stopped. Absolutely not. We should just leave. I'm not giving demands of some dead guy. Okay, so I could make this a different ending, but I don't want that to happen to Tabitha. Like, maybe that means Tabitha dies at the end of this week. And I don't want Tabitha to die. I like her so much, but I do have her in the other playthrough, and I chose the other option. And if I try to take it, Tabitha just takes it. I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet. Not leaving before I put this thing to rest. You take a step towards the spotlight. As you move forward, you feel Tabitha's hand on your shoulder. Abs, what are you doing? Where are Oscar and Rosalina gonna live if I don't do this? What if someone wanders into the annex and gets stuck in this labyrinth? Then we'll close up the library. Why give someone something like years of your life? Why give up something like years of your life when some ghost who might not even be telling the truth to some ghost? God, I cannot read right now. Where are Oscar and Rosalina going to live if I don't do this? It's okay, you've convinced me. I just want Charlie to be at peace. I don't care about Charlie, but I don't think this is the stance I'm gonna take for this one. We're probably the only people that can solve it, right? So I feel like it's probably the best thing we can do. For the first time in what feels like hours, the earth around you feels solid, real, but also soft. You feel it pressing on all sides, cold and growing tighter by the second the soil settles. Oh! The heck? Yeah, it's definitely him with the skull. So I'm old now? Oh, I wonder if this is gonna affect my playthrough. I wonder if this was a good idea. I mean, obviously it's gonna affect it, but I mean like, oh, I can't go explore that section of the estate because my legs hurt too much. You know, like, it's gonna suddenly feel like very much like a hidden object game where they don't let you do stuff. You can almost feel how pale your face has become, your lips dry and thin, your hands almost trembling with the effort of raising them to your face as you trace the new lines and furrows that have formed. I read that possibly if you do it, Tabitha just does it anyway. But maybe I don't have a strong enough bond with Tabitha for that to happen. But I'm happy that she didn't take it, because I would rather it be me anyway. I'm gonna peace out. I don't know if I believe that, Sybil. So sorry, I don't know how I could possibly make this up to you. So it's true then, that ghost really took away years of your life. I'm afraid so. Everything in this world has a price. And those years were unfortunately what it took to put that spirit to rest. I can't believe Tabitha let you do that. That's outrageous. If anyone should have paid the price to put that ghost to rest, it should have been her. You don't even live here. You're barely a Scarlet. Yeah, don't bring Tabitha into it. It's kind of the whole point of having free will, yeah. Just because I happen to make a choice, it doesn't mean that someone else should have been obligated to make it instead. It doesn't make it any less unfair. It is unfair. I do agree that it is unfair, but I also do agree with the point that I just made. But I did my best to sway her, and what's done is done. There's no use dwelling on things. You couldn't have known what was going to happen, Oscar. None of us could have known. Don't blame yourself. I don't know. I don't know if he's harmless, but I also think that he might just be someone that's like, okay. You know, he is the opposite of Sybil. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? She'll tell us one thing, he's gonna tell us another. Like, Wayne was telling us to just leave. And Sybil was telling us to get rid of stuff. And actually, with the mystical trait, we found out when we first met Sybil that her energy is weird, but it's not, like, a bad energy. Whereas Wayne's energy is sinister. So I feel like, even though it's supposed to be bad decisions, it's still bad. It's just maybe the lesser bad. I don't know. And I picked the other one before, so I couldn't really pick it again. I'm gonna say this. Because I gotta take one stance, right? Just another reason we should keep our distance. Stella's smart. Hopefully she'll be okay. He's just a drifter. Maybe that means he's in between. She'll be fine. This is so stupid. That's such, like, a, hypocritical thing to say. Because just because you think you're fine, or whatever, does not mean that someone else is. Like, and earlier we were just saying, like, oh, just because I decided that this decision was okay doesn't mean that, you know, someone else should have made the decision. This is, like, the same thing. You don't see me doing that. No. She feels that way. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Should we go after her? Yeah, it's okay, Oscar. Rosalina was gonna make us go in there no matter what. I'm gonna say about the carving. They're definitely important because there's one in the next area too, on the last episode that's been released. I was just cold. Sorry, it's kind of funny. Well, she was the witch, so she had power. She wasn't hurt by anything. Well, she was probably hurt, but like physically, but like emotionally as the witch. So they literally manifested the characters, even if they didn't actually, know who they were as the character, they still manifested the feelings of the character. Can't help but overhear snippets of their conversation as they leave. My whole body hurts. Mom, what was that? And I want a better answer than a ghost. It was a spirit. I've never been a fan of the word ghost. You'll be alright. Let me get you some of that special tea. It's been working well, don't you think? I think ibuprofen would be better. Can't believe you're the one being apologetic right now. These bruises are temporary, you know? Look, that was a horrible experience that will stick with me for the rest of my days. But it was also kind of amazing for that. I don't know if that makes sense, but how many other people could say they were possessed by a ghost? Wow. I guess he finally got some shared trauma with everyone now. What do you remember? Ooh. Is he a, what's the word for that? Someone who really likes pain. Masochist. I guess he finally got some shared trauma. Alrighty. Talk to you later. Do you need me to carry you inside? I don't think she said that before. Did I dream that I gave up years of my life to get rid of a ghost? Did that actually happen? I think you can answer that question by taking a look in the mirror. I hope this was worth it. Me too, but it probably wasn't. Now come on, let's get you in bed. I want to talk about Wayne. Really talk. Do you think Stella is okay? Give Tabitha a heads up about the strike. I don't want to throw them under the bus. I don't know, I've heard about it. You know, I don't have to leave the horror. It's Wednesday night. Nearly half of the week has passed since you first arrived in town, and a little over half a week remains until the bus comes to take you home. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest, at the expense of unknown years of your life. The specter of the night's events will linger over you for every day you have left, a grim reminder of the place you willingly paid for the crimes of a family you never met. Maybe it'll be easier in the morning. Maybe your joints will ache just a little less than they do now. Maybe you can still right the capsized ship of your now broken life. Maybe things will only get worse from here. Woohoo! End episode 3 without having showered. So what we did has heavy physical consequences. That's what I was afraid of. Maybe it was the wrong choice. Maybe I shouldn't have saved. I guess we'll call it here. That was wild. I hope I didn't make the wrong decision. Because I still want to be able to explore everything, and I feel like that's going to hinder me from doing that. But I mean, what you gonna do? I guess the only thing I could do is come back and just do a whole other run sometime after the next episode has come out. Episode 5 has come out. I can do another run. That way I don't do that. Maybe I'll have Tabitha take it, which would be horrible, but maybe I will. You know, there's always one other option, at least. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.